If I'm being honest, I think at this point, we call it even. She dealt with some awful things.
Yes.
She did some awful things. It really turned into a goofy show.
Yeah.
We kind of all ruined her life by over-publicizing it. Let's just call it we're all square. Let her go to the game, that's all I'm saying. Episode 71.
What's up? Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Hand me that bottle
Not me.
over there.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get right into it.
You need a drink?
Wait, we're about to have one.
I mean, just like in general, you need a drink. Because I need a drink.
Oh, well, yeah. That's what we're here to do.
That's what we do. That's the show.
Can't do it any faster
Can't
than
wait.
this.
Can't wait.
All right. Contradiction Bourbon by Smooth Ambler, I believe.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I was confused. I didn't know if it was Contradiction was like the distiller, but I think it's Smooth Ambler. I don't know. I looked it up online and everything said Smooth Ambler, so we're going to go with that.
I know nothing about it.
Distilled in the mountains of West Virginia. And bourbon we source mingled together beautifully. It's a bold balancing act of flavors, enhance one another. There's a bit of a contradiction in every balance. I get it. A resolution to the draw of different forces, or in our case, different bourbons. Simply put, contradiction is a whiskey that's greater than the sum of its parts. Pour a little and see for yourself. And then it has the definition of mingle on the back. Yeah, pretty great. Batch number 476. So here we are.
He's like a whole ad, right?
I know, a little bit.
Except the part where he went and then started a place with no context.
Yeah, correct. Because again, there's, it's more or less
It's
all
a
the
lot
same.
of, marketing.
More or less all the same.
Yep.
There we go.
On the back of
There
the
we
bottle.
go.
That is really good.
Nice little cork top. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Got any weight to it, Pause?
No.
No.
It's very light. It's favorable.
Who was that?
Favorable
That
to the
was Whistle
weak-handed.
Pig that had the crazy heavy,
Yeah, the one
limited
with
edition one.
the pit vipers. Yeah.
All right. Fox glasses.
All right. Yeah, I got these little new boys here.
Fox.
Try these for a little bit, see how they go.
That's what
As we
my
pass
I
it
don't
around.
want one. Thanks for asking.
a fox glass.
A fox glass.
Oh, I ain't got
Maybe
nothing.
you'll get
I don't
one,
have
dude.
nothing to do
Maybe
with
you'll
that.
get one.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
They rotate around the room.
Clark says
At the rate that we film, I might get one next year.
Fucked up. Fox. Clark calls me a fox. She says my spirit animal is a fox.
If you got a problem with the glass, you just take it up with HR, okay?
Very good. Next.
It's
I'll wait till Em gets home.
That's right.
Is she HR?
File your complaint accordingly. I don't know who you think you are, but nobody's above HR, okay?
No one's above HR.
Ah, very nice. Very nice.
All right. There we go.
I almost jumped into the review of this, but we're gonna hold off. I'm sorry, guys. I almost went into
You
it.
feel that strongly about it?
No. I was
Oh.
just, for whatever reason, I was just gonna start talking about it. And
Let's
then I
talk
was
about
like,
it.
There was like a silence.
Yeah, he
so
was
I
like,
can
he
understand
wanted
it.
to, and then he was like, nah, let's do it.
Hey man, new year, new us.
Yeah, let's do it. We can go right into it.
What's up?
What's up?
You're smiling at me.
I'm waiting.
I'm not mad at it.
Me either.
I think it's all right. I think
I'm
it's
pleasantly surprised.
It's yeah.
Really?
What's the price point on this?
It was 45.
All right.
I've had better for 45, but I've had much
Absolutely,
worse.
yeah. I've had better
I've had
for
much worse.
45.
It's very nice. I think this would be great for cocktails for sure.
A lot of
to say
bite,
the least.
but it's not like too much.
It doesn't linger though.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
It doesn't
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
like
not like
burn
too-
or hang
nah.
on you for too long.
It's
So,
heavy, very full in flavor.
Not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it.
Not mad at it. There are no tasting notes on the back of the bottle to
You get
mention.
what you get.
So I can't really give you any information on that.
There are also, there's a sell sheet. Hold on. I was going to say there's none on the website either. Nope. The sell sheet is just a PDF of that page I was just reading. Baking spices, pecan pie, creamy finish.
Ooh,
Sweet. Yeah.
all right.
That's all we got. Where is this? Does this bottle indicate where it's from?
Did you say
So
West Virginia? Oh, that's where they distill it.
On their website, they've got a mash bill for West Virginia, for Indiana, and for Tennessee that are different.
correct. Distilled in West Virginia, Tennessee, and Indiana, and then I think the idea is that they blend them
it.
all together.
Got it. Got it.
And that's where the contradiction comes from.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
It's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
It's not bad. Not for the price. It's not bad.
Not bad.
I've had better.
Oh,
But it's not
MSRP
bad.
$40.
Bam.
Okay,
You got scammed.
I got upcharged, and then the tax.
Well,
After the
then
tax, it was
tax, right.
54.
what?
Something like that.
Somebody's math ain't mathing.
That's right.
What is?
I don't know, dude. You have to
I
go
might
back,
have looked at the
go
wrong
back to
tag.
where
Maybe.
you bought this.
Maybe. Anyway.
All right.
Whatever.
Rebel Moon.
$50.
You watched Rebel Moon?
Yeah, I watched it.
I'm gonna try to. All right.
Yo,
It's been a long
let's talk-
time
yeah, we gonna-
since
this is
we've
gonna be a long
talked
show,
about things we've watched. So
Yeah.
we're gonna just focus on the things that we've both seen.
Okay, you got a list? Because we have.
I think there is a
yeah.
list. He's got a list. Isaiah's also got some topics that we're unaware of, maybe
Yeah.
potentially. So I'm going to let him take a shot
lot
at that
of
at some
stuff
point.
happened. Yeah, Happy
But
New Year.
Rebel Moon is one of the bigger movies that has come out in the last
Yes.
month or so. You saw it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it on the show many times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is something we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit to an
I've
extent.
actually been waiting to come here and talk to you guys about this.
Oh, okay, great.
Well, you want me to go?
Why don't you start? Why don't you warm us up?
All right. It was definitely a Zack Snyder movie.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. If you've seen 300, slow motion action effects, that's all him.
Yes.
It's all threaded throughout this movie. He has awesome directing style. Cinematography was a little different. It was more grounded in comparison to like some of his other stuff. Now, it was clearly a Star Wars movie. It was absolutely a Star Wars movie that they just were like, all right, we're just going to call everything and everybody something else.
Yes.
And if you like Star Wars, you will enjoy it. However, I don't think that the movie really had any depth to it.
Yeah. I agree. No.
Okay. That was
I'm with you on
good
this.
review? Okay.
I'm with you on this. I was going to
Yeah.
say that on the note of the Zack Snyder-ness of like
Mm-hmm.
the shots and the slow-mos and all that, I think there's too much of that. It feels a little tired to me.
Yeah,
like that
man.
trick for him is, in my book, it's kind of expired. I'm past it. I also thought a lot of those
A
sequences.
lot of people said that. They were past it.
A lot of those sequences were okay.
They're just
I don't-
all right.
They were just
Just all
fine.
right.
I don't know. And not to like shit on Zack Snyder, but I feel that that's the case for a lot of his movies, that a lot of those sequences are kind of just unnecessary. Like it's, I don't know. The only
Justice
movie.
League, he's got some unnecessary stuff in there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The only
Like-
like movies that I felt like really where it felt like it made sense or like the placement of it all was like pretty like organic for whatever reason.
Okay.
And this is going to be a throwback, but was like the Matrix movies.
Mm.
That all felt like because the slow-mo thing fit into
Because
the
they're moving
concept
so
of it.
fast.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
Yeah.
So those things like they all kind of married together and that felt much more genuine to me. And in this, it was just,
now that you put it like that,
Yeah.
it makes stupid sense to just go in slow mo.
yeah.
We don't have to. There's no reason for it. Nobody's
I
going
get it
super
maybe
fast.
like once in a while or for a sequence or something, but there was just so many moments where they were obviously dialing that up that just felt, I don't know, it just felt tiresome to me a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
And I never
Chanel-
thought that
Chanel said
any
the
of
same
them
thing.
were choreographed
Yeah.
all that well.
It was like it was a scene in Star Wars, and they said, you know what? Since it's not a Star Wars movie now, make it gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, 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 still the same choreography. Now shoot the guy in the head because we couldn't do that in
Yeah.
a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was. He like didn't. It's like he didn't even try to like make it a different thing.
They could have pushed those aspects of it, I think, even a little further because I assumed that it was going to be more violent than it was. And I don't need like extreme violence. I'm not
Yeah.
searching for that. But I just thought for whatever reason, I was like, well, now that he's not shackled by Disney and Star Wars,
He can make it an adult.
there's going to be a little bit more bite to it.
Yeah.
And I felt maybe darker at times, but it never felt like explicitly like more, I guess, I don't know, violent or more, I guess, I don't know.
It was just like
untethered to
one
it.
notch up. Like
Yeah, like they
just
had
because
guns or
I can see the
something.
blood. That's
Yeah,
it.
Yeah. So
It was just, I'm sorry, man. I enjoyed it to watch just see some new stuff and see, like I appreciate, I'll say this. I appreciate it and I appreciate the effort. Did I enjoy it? Felt kind of flat.
yeah, I would say that I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, for what it was,
It didn't,
right.
it wasn't as cool. It wasn't what I had hoped it would be. I will watch the additional films that come out. Like
Yeah.
I'll watch the
Yeah,
sequel to it.
okay.
I like the
Maybe
characters
it'll catch
enough.
some legs. Yeah.
Yes. So to kind of shift back to the other side of the conversation and maybe defend it a little bit, I do think that some of the characters were interesting or like I liked what they did with some of them. I thought the lead actress was good.
She was dope.
I thought there were some pieces that were nice and worked well. I don't think that it felt like they were rushing a lot in this movie. It would have been better had it been a TV show or something.
Yeah.
It was almost like
To flush it out.
yeah, like
We had no time
It
to get
ran,
invested.
so the movie ran. It was paced very, very
it was
fast.
so quick. It
We
was
had no time to
so
get invested
quick.
in these characters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when the double cross happened, I just was like, wow.
It should have been.
Like,
it
damn.
probably should have been a show.
Yeah.
But it probably is more exciting sounding as a movie. And I know that there's a Snyder cut that's coming. That's going to be like 4.5 hours long or whatever.
Bro. I hate that.
And to piggyback that thought, I don't hate that it exists. I just think that it should be the thing. Like just
Yes,
put that movie
out.
out.
If you put
it's
out-
Netflix,
put it out.
it's not going into theaters. Just give me the give me the full thing.
The whole thing, and I can just watch it at my leisure.
Correct. Because the duration, the runtime is really irrelevant at that point. You
Yeah.
could put a 6-hour movie out and
And
I'll
I'll
just
just-
watch it as I want to watch it.
Or even, so it did get a limited theatrical release. I think in order to lure more people in, they should do the theatrical release of what they did. And
that
then
a
do
Whopper?
the extent. You goddamn right, it's a Whopper.
Got a lot. I love it.
Oh, Whopper.
And then do the Snyder cut as the Netflix release.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
a good idea.
Then you
Oh,
lure
there you go.
people
Have
in.
like
right?
the radio cut for the theaters.
Yes.
And then the original for Netflix.
Makes sense.
Agreed 100%. And I bet you that version, again, in his defense, will likely be better.
It'll get replaced.
It'll probably
Yeah. And they'll
fill
do
out
this
those
again.
characters
Yeah.
much more effectively. There won't be as much jumping around. There's going to be a lot more nuance in it. And I bet you it'll be a better film overall. I don't think it's going to take it from like a C to an A, but I bet you'll feel better about it.
Yeah, it's just hard to get for me anyway. It was hard to feel like I had a connection to these characters, and then the entire time, because I know it was supposed to be a Star Wars movie, I'm looking at the characters like, okay, who are they supposed to be in the Star Wars universe? So I'm like trying to like figure it out to like maybe I can support this like I don't know. Like Charlie Cunham was supposed to. It was like a Han Solo type, but then there's the other guy that acts like he's Luke, and then but the main person is a chick, so she's like
Yeah.
Daisy Ridley in the new trilogy. So it's like hard, like you're constantly comparing, and then clearly the chick with the robot arms had lightsabers. They didn't even try. They didn't even like. They were, but
I mean, they are cool though. Like the
they were
swords.
pretty.
They
pretty
were
dope.
cool.
they
was
were
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Like from a visual perspective,
Yeah, the
there
way
were
she did it.
There were
Yeah.
like some very nice and cool things.
The
that
spider
they
fight
did
was
put
cool.
together. That was pretty rad.
that was cool.
I agree. I could have gone without like the bird thing.
Yeah, that didn't
The
need
bird
that.
fight was weird. There was like
That was very strange.
There was like that amalgamation of like
Yeah.
so many different, like I don't know, like character types. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like I was in like space one minute and like it was all very futuristic, and then I was in like Tokyo all of a sudden, and then I was in like I don't know. It was like Thor was
It
here.
reminded
for a
me of
minute.
Guardians. It reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy in that aspect.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. But they do a better job of
Yeah.
making it all feel somewhat
Connected.
connected and
Cohesive, yeah.
cohesive.
And they come from a source material, so they're,
Yeah.
we know these people are supposed to be a team. I don't know shit. I don't know anything about these people.
That's true. Yeah.
Like nothing.
That's very true. The only two people we have connections to are her and the general, kind of, because she's
it.
known of him from.
right. That's it.
But as someone who's not really a Star Wars fan coming into this, it was all right.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
It was just all right.
I
for
would
me.
give
was
it. I
just
would
all
give it
right.
a C. I'm not mad that like it's on Netflix. I'll watch it.
I'd even put it on again if the homie's over, just to have something playing. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
It
whatever.
should
it's
have
cool.
been better.
But
And
it should have been better.
Speaking of the release, the extended release maybe being better, the extended release gets an R rating versus the PG-13 rating. Of
Yes.
Oh, that's
the
wild.
release.
And that
So-
also comes out like in June or July or something. It comes out like way later
Yeah.
than the sequel.
Yeah,
which
like
is a little bit
it
of a
was good
bummer.
enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this. When the extended cut comes out, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'll do it again. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it could have been better. It it was okay enough for me to follow it, see what's going on.
How about your wrestling boys coming over to Netflix?
Wow,
Did you see that news?
Yeah, dude, that's amazing. All right, quick backstory, real quick. WWE is moving to Netflix in January 2025. WWE was acquired by the TKO Group, and they own UFC, right? Mm-hmm. This happened when Vince McMahon was getting all of those allegations against him. They pushed him out. Then he came back because they were like legally they couldn't push him out. He came back just to cross his T's and dot his I's, and he sold it to TKO because he was like, if they keep digging, they gonna find him. They gonna get me. So he bowed out.
Next thing you know, he's gonna be president.
Right. And so he basically left the company, and the company still employed his entire staff. Right. Triple H is now head of creative. He doesn't sit on the board, but that just came out. Now The Rock sits on the board. And so now Triple H has an inside man. And they're going for the gusto, man. Shawn Michaels runs their farm division called NXT. It's crazy to see these guys cause so much hysteria back in the day. Yeah. And now they, the asylum, the inmates are running the asylum. It's a great thing. And they're doing great stuff. And I feel like wrestling is probably at its largest state right now. Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard.
The biggest it's ever been.
It's hard to rival the Attitude Era with Stone Cold and The Rock.
I would have guessed like the 90s or something.
Yeah, those late 90s.
Chaos.
But as far as like a business now, it's booming. So it's very fun. That's going to be a very, very fun time. And I can just watch it whenever I want now. I don't have to like catch it live or, wait for it to get on Hulu.
Is there a library or a catalog that you can access at any given time as it is now, or
it's all on Peacock.
So it's all there.
All on Peacock.
Now does it?
But you gotta wait if you don't catch it live. You gotta wait till the next day or.
Any sense as to whether or not it's all going over to Netflix, or is it just going to be new stuff moving forward?
I think it's all going to Netflix. Wow. Each one of the brands. So there's 3 brands. There's Raw, there's SmackDown, and then there's NXT. And all 3 of the brands have like a different licensing agreement.
Is there a big international audience for this?
They do like
wrestling seems like something that wouldn't be, I don't know. I mean, it must be worth a ton.
Big in Saudi Arabia, big in Europe.
Okay.
They got a show coming up in Australia. The rival company AEW just sold out Wembley Stadium. That's like 87,000 people.
Wow.
And they did it twice in 6 months.
Damn.
Right? That's crazy.
Significant, yes.
Right? Wrestling as a business has it had this transition in the 90s. Well, not the 90s. Like the mid 2000 teens where it went from silly wrestling, right, to, okay, we're getting good stories and actual athletes that can compete and taking care of their body and they can sell a story and they can make money. Wow. So now when that kind of shift happened, it just took off. It's great, man. We're in a good space. If you left wrestling, come back. It's a great time to come back. All the stuff's on YouTube.
Is it really? Is it a great time to come back?
A great time to come back. WrestleMania is in April. Great time to get caught up on all the stories because WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl of wrestling. So and this is WrestleMania 40. So once the WrestleMania hits and it's over, new stories carry us into the next WrestleMania. So you're following these characters for a year to see how they end up at WrestleMania. And then boom. Some guys get hurt, they don't make it. But it's a game, dude. Great time to come back, man. All this on YouTube. WWE's YouTube channel even does stuff for people coming back. Like, oh, this is what you missed. Check this out. Playlists and all that. Yeah, man. They're doing business is boom. Come back.
In.
Yeah. Any plans to go to WrestleMania?
Do you go? I totally forgot that there was.
It's not that far away.
Yeah, I've been talking about it with my little wrestling crew if we're actually going to do it, and I just haven't commit yet. I've been thinking because it's 2 nights.
Mm-hmm. But doesn't something travel around?
Yeah.
Like there's
last year,
like a tour, if you will.
It was at SoFi last year.
LA. That's right, Hollywood. WrestleMania. They never have an off season. They're always.
But you can go see wrestling more locally than Philly.
Yeah, they were in Baltimore.
They were just here
the day after Christmas, I think.
They're always here. Both promotions always
but
hit.
you go.
Yeah.
You go.
Yeah.
So
I've
when
been going
that's
since I was a
here,
little
you
kid.
go.
Yeah. Since I was a little kid, and like I got out of wrestling just because it just, I don't know, it just kind of fell off. And I was in college too. I didn't have cable. But then once I became, like a stable adult, and I was like, I missed this. You know what I'm saying?
I remember as a kid, we would go out to Comcast, like out in White Marsh, and pick up the cable box to do the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and my father would buy the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was a big thing for me and my uncle. Like, he was like, yo, I'm coming to get you and I'm gonna rent it. And that's really how I got into it. Like, but yeah, man, come back, guys, come back. It's a great time.
It's gonna be on Netflix.
It's literally housewives with grown men that beat each other up as a sport.
That's what I've been looking for.
That's really what it is.
It's funny you describe it that way because I've been searching for that exact thing.
It's nothing but housewives of whatever city.
I keep saying Bravo's not, they're not making anything for me.
Come on, man. It's
I've been looking in the wrong place this whole time.
It's nuts. It's nuts how good it is right now.
Jesus.
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous but so entertaining.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, man. And then because there are wrestling fans, I'm a wrestling enthusiast, so I follow the business. I understand how business works. And then once you get into that aspect of it and like the fundamentals of like what they're doing, then you kind of enjoy it more. It's like football. You know how to play. We are Baltimore boys. All of us have played football, right?
Sure.
So
with friends.
Yeah, friends or whatever. Like, we've all had a football in our hand when we were a kid at some
Never
point.
played like officially.
No. Look at me. You thought?
You said we all play football. I don't know.
No, I just mean like in general.
You mean in general? Yeah,
in
like
general.
hanging out with my friends. Sure,
right, but then some guys
sure.
are better than other guys because they pay attention to the foundation of it.
Yeah.
And then they want to excel in it in the sport. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Speaking of football, I
How
like that
about
jersey.
them Ravens?
Like that jersey you got on there.
I like the jersey you have on.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
My God.
Look at us.
How about them Ravens?
I don't have the hat though. Actually, I have a baseball cap, Ravens baseball cap. I don't have a.
I have a snapback, but this is just a regular purple.
It's just purple?
I had a Ravens hoodie that had like purple like this.
Yeah.
So I had bought this to go with it. But then I cut the sleeves off of that because I had got a hole in it. So I just kind of wear it around the house.
I got you.
I'm doing nothing. I can't wear it out no more.
Did you get a hole by playing football?
Nah.
No.
Man, it really would have come full story. Really would have come full circle.
Yeah, it would have been good. You could have just said yes.
I did. Yes.
We would have
Keep that in mind
believed.
next time we have one of these
Gotcha.
conversations.
Yeah, man. How we gonna do? Let me get your fair assessment on the Ravens versus the Chiefs Sunday at 3
Well,
o'clock.
this is going to come out after that game, so this is going to be pretty outdated. Most
Oh, yeah,
likely.
that's a good call.
Okay.
I think chances are good that we put up a good fight against Kansas City. I think we can beat Kansas City. I don't think they've looked stellar throughout the course of the season.
They're just
But
winning a lot of their games.
it is
by the skin of
Mahomes.
their
Like
teeth.
he can will some wins. I've seen it. He's got that.
Oh yeah, he's got that grit. That's a
Brady
bad
thing.
man. Yeah,
He's got that Brady thing where like he can go
he can
out
start picking people apart.
and he can really just, you know what I mean? He can get there.
Oh,
He can get there.
I give Mahomes all the praises. He's a 2-time MVP,
So,
2-time Super Bowl champion. That boy can sling that rock,
but I will say that our defense has looked pretty solid.
man.
And I don't
listen.
know that
Man,
Mahomes.
listen.
I don't know that Mahomes has seen
He's seen
that.
anything
I don't
like
know if
this,
Mahomes
man.
has seen that. So that's really, I feel like the kind of
They just started clicking, man. And I've never.
no disrespect to Lamar. I think Lamar's great.
Yeah.
But I do think that the defense is probably what sets us apart the most in this game. Chances are.
Yeah. Well, yes.
I
agree.
think in a pure just like QB passing kind of, I don't know, playoff game thing, I think Mahomes probably, I don't know. I would say Mahomes has proven himself in that
Okay.
capacity. Lamar did a great job last week.
Awesome job.
But I don't know if he's come out and like
gotta
dominated
come out and
4
dominate.
quarters in
Yeah.
a playoff game of that
Caliber.
caliber.
Absolutely.
And I
He's
just
gotta do it.
I've seen
Well,
Mahomes
yeah,
do it.
and we
He's
don't.
gotta
We
show
just
us
don't
that he
know
can do
because he hasn't been to a playoff game with his
100%. 100%.
He's got to
He's
show
gotta
us he has to show us he can do it.
So if I was like a betting man, like those are the things that I would be kind of considering in my mind. But I do feel like this has been Lamar's probably best year all around. His last several games have been excellent.
Amazing to watch. Yeah.
Very fun to watch. He's been much more consistent. He's not dropped the ball, thrown many interceptions. Like all that stuff has been pretty clean. And I don't expect that to like always be the case. Like I'm sure that stuff's going to start to get a little sticky here
Once
and there.
he gets to a baseline,
it's been good
of being like these last couple of weeks and just kind of holding that where he can make that play all the time.
Yeah.
Like I hate doing comparisons, but the great QBs, they're great and then they have a baseline. Mm-hmm. They're never like trash.
Yeah, correct.
Right? And Lamar hasn't played trash in a while. So he's steadily increasing. But we need that baseline to be 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rush. Right? And some rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. It doesn't need to be 5 touchdowns but we need your baseline.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
in
your
fairness,
baseline.
I feel like he's done that though in the last couple of games. Given 5 touchdowns, made that happen. Like he has figured out.
He's killing it, man.
He's been killing it. He's been killing it. So I don't think that he like regresses at all. Like I don't think I think in this game he will play his best football.
This is best season so far.
Yeah, I think that this will be his best game of all. I just think that the defense is what will win it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Mahomes is ready for that type of pass rush.
Man.
Those boys are, I don't know what they're doing in practice, but it's like they got telepathy.
They're
you go
worked up.
here. You go here. I got it. They're calling the transitions through each other on the field.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing to watch.
It's a very
watching Patrick Queen
defense.
and Roquan Smith work.
They work together. They
amazing.
It's an awesome sight. They gotta pay Patrick in the summer. Make sure he stay. We can get a good another 2-3 years out of him and Roquan together.
They are fantastic.
And Kyle Hamilton is, did he get selected to the Pro Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl and All Pro.
As much as I love Marlon Humphreys, I think he's playing for his contract. He's playing for his job because Hamilton is balling. So he keeps coming back and he's not entirely healthy is what I think.
Yeah, he's not had a great year.
No.
That's just been my sense of it.
He's the man, but I just don't think he's healthy.
Tons of tape on him, but he just always feels like he's either not fully present or he's not really.
Something's not right.
The coverage is always a little off or he's out of the game.
Yeah, something's not right.
He didn't practice. So something is definitely up there. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
He really is not, like his presence has not been.
Because he just got paid too, right? I think so. Yeah, he just got, if it wasn't last year, it was the year before, like he just got paid.
I think what's holding Marlon is his reputation for being one of those guys that they don't throw at him as much.
Yeah, and they're throwing at him.
And now they're picking up on it. We can throw at this guy again.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and they know, okay, look, a guy comes back from injury, let's see. If I'm Mahomes, let's see. Right, I'm gonna play. I'm play the side, and if my wide receiver one keep beating you, I know. We gonna dog walk him all day.
Yeah,
all day. So we can't have that. I much rather Marlon just sit out and let the healthy guy play.
Let Stevens and the other dude just swap out.
Yeah, just let him swap out. Keep fresh legs on the field. I'm not even against him playing, but let Hamilton start. If
Hamilton's starting regardless because he's a safety.
He is a safety, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So who's in for?
It's Brandon Stevens. And there's another corner that they got.
Marlette.
Yeah,
Marlette. Yeah. So man, I'm excited, man. I think there's a few variables that are gonna play. It's gonna be a wet game, which means it's gonna be a lot of rushing.
Yeah, I don't know on that. I know that it's supposed to rain, but I don't think it's supposed to rain during game time. And I think they'll have covered the field.
Okay. I hope so.
I could be wrong.
I hope it's a dry
I know that
game.
it's not going to be like sunny, but I'm pretty sure they'll have covered the field if it's not going to rain for like days on end, which I don't think it's going to. I think it's just raining overnight.
You pass me that?
Oh, yeah.
Do one more.
So I think fortunately, I think it should be I don't think it's going to be super cold, and I don't think it's going to be super sloppy or anything. I think it'll be an okay day weather-wise. Better than the last one anyway.
And those are the times that Lamar plays his best.
I'm going to say that the Ravens win. That's what I'm going with. I have to. As a fan.
Josh?
I have to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with it.
So assuming that they win, who do you prefer wins the NFC?
Detroit.
Detroit.
I would like to see. So here's what I was going to back up even a little bit further. I'm glad we're playing Kansas City over the Bills. I will say that.
Yeah. Sometimes Josh Allen gets the best of us.
I don't like. Yeah, the Bills. They're one of those teams that is just. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
I would like to see the Lions go.
Jared Goff not ready for that pass rush. That's why.
All the way.
Yeah.
That would be fun, I think, for them. And I support that. I'm also a little tired of the 49ers. I don't know. I don't think the 49ers are that great.
No, I don't.
Well, okay, so
I think they're good. I think they're one of the better teams for sure. I'm not saying that they're not. I don't know. I feel like they have their weaknesses. And we definitely blew the doors off of them.
Yeah, I think defensively it'd be a defensively heavy game if we were to, go and play the 49ers. But I don't see it being a high scoring game because the defenses are just too good. Really too good. Unless something happens, there'd have to be some defensive turnovers turn into points. But
it's kind of guaranteed because once you rattle Brock Purdy,
yeah, he
melts.
Right,
he just starts doing whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like we really wrecked them once before.
Yeah, we really did.
So I feel like we could play them again.
And Debo was hurt. They won't have Debo.
There'd be a little confidence in that. But then going against the Lions, also the Lions are like the underdog, dude.
Yeah, they're more underdog than us.
You know what I mean?
ESPN Bet has them at 26%.
Like the football gods, I don't know.
Any given Sunday, man.
Could shine favorably on the Lions because it's a good story.
It's a
lot of good stories going on right now.
It's a good story, and Taylor Swift is good.
Taylor Swift, Lamar, Detroit, Brock Purdy. There's a lot of narratives.
We definitely need to beat Kansas City, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of narratives.
I don't think I can watch Kansas City in the Super Bowl again.
No, and I can't watch. I
probably won't watch the
Taylor Swift there. I can't do it.
I don't even care about that so much.
So we're Baltimore guys.
Live your life.
You've seen the memes.
I need her to live her life.
Yeah,
it's a little annoying. I need her to live her life. I just don't want to see Mahomes on the sidelines. That smug ass face.
Oh, if they're winning, it's gonna kill me.
I don't like it when he cries. I don't like it when he pouts. I don't like it when he smiles. I don't like
like his face at all,
dude.
Hit your black gum.
His general cadence on the field just pisses me off. He's a great talent. He is.
But wouldn't you act like that if you won 2 Super Bowls and was the MVP twice?
No, I would. Let's back
up. It's not about the way he acts. It's about the way he looks in the way he acts.
Oh, he looks like a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not so much about. It's just like. I don't know, dude. I don't
like some guys get pissed off, and you're like, "Yo, okay, all right, he's pissed."
Go sit on the bench.
Like when Lamar, when Stanley was in his running lane, and he threw that tantrum on the ground, even though it was very childish to be on the ground like that, it looked like a grown man doing it. If Patrick Mahomes does that,
he looked like a child.
Come on, man.
And he's knock-knee when he.
Listen, there's a way about Mahomes when he gets upset or when he gets happy that just I don't.
Yeah, it's not convincing.
It feels weird to me. I don't like it.
You just want to like put you on. Like, it'll be all right, little buddy.
And he's got a little bit. He's got like he's got a touch of the Brady thing where he can start to kind of convince refs of things with his behavior.
Yeah.
Like Mahomes can get real kind of like he can kind of put on an act about something and do it to a degree where the refs start to buy into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a way that he can kind of like, when I say he can win a game, he can kind of manipulate things.
Oh, yeah.
Like Lamar is not winning. Like Lamar doesn't run up to the refs. He's not shaking his hands. He's not crying or bitching. Like, not that I've seen.
It's at the team.
Not that I've seen, right? Like I don't, but like Mahomes will go right up to a ref and literally
walk right across
have
the
a
field,
conversation with him.
all sassy.
Yeah. Throwing his hands up. I mean, he's had many tantrums. We've seen this.
Yeah, he's the epitome of I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Oh, he's definitely one of those guys.
He's a squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of thing on the field. So I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, that's part of the game. All the greats are in the ref's ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all Michael Jordan talking, ref, LeBron, ref, Tom Brady. Come here, ref. Don't let them do that to me. I'm Tom Brady.
That's right. Mahomes has that.
Come on, Ref.
He has that quality.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
I don't like it. I hate it.
I don't like it, but it's earned.
It's earned. It sucks. It's
100%. I'm not gonna I'm not hating on his thing. He's got to figure it out. I'm just saying it pisses me off.
Oh. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you see it, it's like, God, come on, man.
Like
just
don't
eat.
Because he looks like Kermit the
Yo,
Frog.
if the defense is on his
Just
ass
man up a little bit.
and they're causing him problems, he's definitely gonna be screaming at the refs.
Yeah. And also,
And I know Roquan tastes blood. When
come on,
you see him.
dude. You're Patrick Mahomes. Relax.
He smells blood.
You are in every Super Bowl. Just chill out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're there all the time, bro.
You're young. You're there all the time. You're fine. What
You're
are
not
you
even 30
worried
yet,
about?
bro. You still got 15 years to play this game,
Yeah,
bro.
you guys lost 6 games in a row and are still here. Just chill.
Yeah.
He literally took off 5 weeks.
He
was
did.
we'll lose some games.
It'll be
create
all
some
right. I'll
drama.
get us back. All right.
I'll get us back. Exactly. So anyway, welcome to Baltimore.
Yeah,
And
it's us.
I'm going with the win, baby.
Bad guys in Bourbon, Baltimore.
Going with the win.
Yeah, man.
What
Josh.
else? What else?
Yo.
Are you done with your Whopper?
Oh, I'm done.
Was
yeah.
that an Impossible joint?
No, I went with the regular one. The Impossible one's really tasty, but as we've said before, it's very high in sodium.
If it's,
And I'm not necessarily watching my sodium, but
Yeah, are you tracking?
no, I'm not.
Macros?
I am trying to watch carbs though. That's my New Year's kind of thing.
Carbs.
But I was in Disney World last week,
Disney World.
and that did not happen.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah, my
What's your-
carbs did not get watched.
I love that.
Yep.
What's your go-to spot when you go to Disney World?
Epcot's my favorite park. I love going during festival time because there's a lot of food. I love the Impossible.
Is the food
stand.
really good?
The food is
I haven't been
amazing.
as an-
The
as an
food is
adult to
even
like.
during regular times without festivals. The food is amazing. During festivals, generally they have a booth sponsored by Impossible, which is really, really good. They're usually great. They did not have one this festival, so it was a little disappointing. My favorite non-park kind of spot is probably the Geyser Point restaurant.
Okay.
It's adjacent to the Magic Kingdom. It's at I forget what the Copper Creek Lodge, maybe. I don't know. They don't do reservations. It's just a little right by the lake. They've got roll up doors. It's on the lake. So during nice days, you're sitting out there on Adirondack chairs and whatever. It's a very cool spot. But yeah, it's a good time in general.
If it's Boeing, are you not going?
I mean, I do only fly Southwest, so it is always Boeing.
Pretty tough.
What?
Pretty tough for the Southwest buzz. You know what I mean? Bring your ratchets.
That's correct. But Southwest doesn't have any of the 900s, so we're good on the door plug situation.
Are we sure about this?
I mean,
How sure
As they
are we
claim,
about
right?
this?
Really
Bring your
checking?
rats and
They
bushies,
claim.
man.
Are you really checking though? I mean, I guess I would check now, what type of plane.
All right, so to clarify,
Yeah.
door plugs.
yeah, door plugs.
They're on
right.
the 900.
Max 9 series.
Max
I
9.
said 900, but I meant Max 9. They're different aircraft.
Exclusively
The door plug that is having an issue is the Max 9.
is the 9.
That's
Now,
correct.
the one that took out a lot of people was the 8.
That's strictly because the 8 was the only one available at that time. The 9 would have done the same
So it's a
thing.
numbers game.
It had the
Okay.
same software.
The 9 just wasn't around
It
yet.
just wasn't a thing yet.
Ah, very good.
That's right.
But the 8s don't have plugs,
Correct.
but they're not falling out of the sky anymore.
That's correct.
So progress.
yeah.
But now the
we're looking good.
9s
Our doors
seems
are
like
flying off.
seems like fleet
The
wide.
doors are falling out of the skies.
Seems like fleet wide.
Yes.
Got some loose bolts.
Quite a lot of loose
Am I
bolts
right?
is what I'm understanding. Yes.
Now what's the issue there? No Loctite? What's going on?
Gotta have some Loctite.
You got to adjust your torque
You
wrench,
gotta
right?
get-
boys?
How does
That's what
this-
it is.
how does
You got to
this
do it till it
happen?
clicks.
Yeah,
You got to look for that
Somebody
click.
got the torque spec wrong.
Why is? Can I ask this question? You may not know the answer. Maybe you do. You're our aviation expert. But why aren't the doors welded in? I know they're plugs. I get that.
Yeah.
Why
But
can't
when
you
they make the
pull and
plane
it
and they're
pops
like,
out?
here it is, we're not going to use that extra door. Why not weld them shut?
Because
They
they've-
have to, right?
No,
reasons.
they're using bolts, obviously, and they're not holding up
That's
the
right.
pressure.
Are these rattling bolts?
Two reasons why they're not welded shut. A,
Tell us.
if that aircraft ever goes to another operator that wants to use it in a high density configuration, they need that door. So that's why these plugs exist.
Can't-
And airlines do sell and lease jets
Sure.
regularly, right? Number B, is that they would have to recertify that. So the airframe is certified as is in one external configuration. The pressure vessel is certified as one.
Understood.
If you start welding or you start modifying, cutting holes and whatever, then you need to recertify the pressure vessel. And that's expensive and time consuming.
Gotcha.
So the door is still functionally, and for the purposes of it certification, the plug is still technically kind of seen as a door.
That's right.
It's just not one that
Opens.
Right.
opens.
That's right.
And so the bolts get loose on this thing. Apparently there's not that many that are holding it on.
Or the bolts weren't put in properly in the first place. That's what we're not sure of at this point.
Yo, just imagine.
and so there's a report coming potentially, or
Yeah.
and
There
that
will be. It won't happen for a while.
thing just sucks out.
Yo,
That's right.
My AirPod Max just fly off my head and go through the door.
Now
That's how I get alerted that the door.
Nobody was
come on
sucked
now.
out.
No one was sucked
because
out.
nobody was in that seat.
But the stuff was sucked out.
But had
Well,
somebody
been in that
seat.
seat, the seat was not sucked out.
No, but the
Had someone that
person.
was not buckled been sucked,
Gone.
been in that seat,
Gone.
yes, gone. Correct. Correct.
Imagine we just chilling, you and I on the plane playing cards.
That's right.
We're playing
And
talk.
then no one wins, and we both win.
Say Jesus.
when I'm on
you
the
gone?
dude, when I'm on a
Bro.
plane at night at that hour and I'm in the window seat, the last thing I'm thinking of
being sucked
is
out.
being
Is
sucked
being
out.
sucked out. That's correct.
I get in that. If I'm in there, I'm like all snuggled in. I get up on the window. I go to sleep. I'm like, this is a great position. It's
I
nighttime.
got the best seat.
Yeah, I'm not aisle. So if there is a terrorist situation, I'm not 1st line.
The one, right?
That's what. That's
You're
what
not expected to take really any
No,
action.
but like I can get there, but like other people got to go first. I'll get a heads up. I'm not responsible initially.
Yep.
I'm 3rd line,
Right.
which is great.
Right.
So you think that you're in a good spot.
Right.
Jokes
Nobody's
on you.
got to walk
Here's
over
the
you.
thing, dude.
Got a little bit of extra
If you
leg-
have your
got a little
seat,
extra leg room.
if you follow the little sign and you keep your seatbelt on, you're not gonna have a problem.
I think
But was the sign on?
The sign is always on.
The seatbelt sign is
It's
not
almost
always
always on. Okay, you're
I've
right.
been on
You're right.
flights
You're
where
right.
they're
You're
like,
right. It's not
hey,
always
let
on.
it go.
However, they do say if you're seated, have your seatbelt on.
Sure. And
You're
this
right.
is, and this is
sign
the
not
reason why.
on.
This is the reason
Could you
why.
imagine walking back from the bathroom to your seat, the door pops open and you're just gone?
And you've double shit yourself.
Less that, but more if I'm just like, I'm fully asleep. and then all of a sudden, and you're just floating.
gone.
I'm sorry, it's awful. Fortunately, nobody died. But I'm just saying,
But
like,
you're gone,
dude,
bro.
I'm
Boom.
settled in. I've got a true crime doc on my phone. I'm half asleep.
I got my pretzels,
Yeah. Like, I just got my little snack bag.
little pineapple juice.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
dude.
shut up.
Next thing you
Worst
know,
off, you order your drink and then it arrives and then gone.
Gone.
God, you just paid $8 and you're gonna die.
And she still got my card.
all right. So what's
Correct.
the chances that
Even worse, they offer these people $1,500 a piece.
No, I'm suing.
that's it? That's all they got?
Yeah, they
1,500?
offered-
I didn't see that, but I would believe it.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Man, that seems low
so
to me.
as I like you, this is a real throwback to, I don't know, 5-6 years ago when me and Luke were coming back from Denver.
Mm-hmm.
So this flight that we were on, me and Luke are sitting next to each other. He's on the aisle, I'm in the middle, and then Taylor is on the aisle just opposite. Okay, and
That's right. First line of defense.
and Luke
said,
Luke
"I've done
is
my
a
service."
man of many questions, and he can ask a question about anything. So he's like, "Hey, what is that sound? What is this? Why do we do whatever it is?" And I'm like, "All right, this is what it is. This is what you're hearing. Whatever."
He's paranoid.
Because I kind of like know this. Not that he's paranoid. He's just very curious.
Yeah, and
Okay.
hydraulics are scary.
And they
yeah.
are right. They sound
Sounds
like dogs sometimes,
awful.
right? Either way, so we're like sitting there, and Taylor tells me this after the flight that while we're sitting on the ground, then we're taking off, and I'm describing it. And when Taylor told me this, I thought back, and I'm like, "You're totally right." I was describing every aviation disaster to Luke and how those disasters make aviation safer, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this door plug blew out. Well, now everybody's going to check their door plug bolts. So now that's never going to happen again. Most likely, right?
Okay.
But had this not happened, there could have been this,
a whole thing about doors just flying off.
A whole plane could have been lost, right?
Like that's never happened before.
So either way, Taylor told me that he's like, dude, you're describing aviation disasters, and the dude next to you is not having a good time.
It's true.
Like I'm talking about like people like planes exploding and crashing midair.
Imagine being the guy behind him.
Yo.
So either way, the point of my story is that I think it's not a good thing that this happened, but this will be a lesson
into what to check going forward.
Into what to check. And in my mind, the whole like MAX program has been really silly. The crashes with the 8 series, the MAX 8s.
Correct.
Like they essentially took and made an aircraft that's very different from its predecessor and sold it as it's the same. You guys don't even have to retrain on it. Mm-hmm. It's the same plane. You can just keep your certification. You don't do it. And then they convinced the government, the federal government, the FAA, that that's the case. And the FAA went, well, that sounds good to me. Well, meanwhile,
we all know they're super smart.
Meanwhile, the only reason it's the same is because of this piece of software that they put in and then didn't tell anybody about, and then charged airlines extra for the little warning light that tells them when that software is kicking in, which is what caused those crashes. The engines, in order to make the plane longer, they had to raise the engines and put them further forward because they were too big to be mounted where they used to be. Mm-hmm. They needed bigger engines. So they put this software in that basically counteracted that weight imbalance, but they didn't tell anybody about it. So when the weight imbalance occurred, the pilots felt it, they took action to correct it. Then the software took a larger action to correct it.
Yeah.
What?
Which is that's what the Lion Air crash was in that other one. That's the up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
All those two crashes both suffered up, down because the pilot felt that the aircraft was nosing down. Mm-hmm. So he pulled up, then the software pulled up, and then they double pulled up. Then the pilot went, oh shit, why are we pulling up so much? Then he pushed down, and then the software pushed down. So both of those crashes, there was cyclic up and down for 5 or 6 times before the impact, when at some point the software fights the pilot too much, and then the system doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. There's an incredible documentary on Netflix. They actually have one out there about this exact thing, like that goes all into Boeing and like how this all happened and the different like planes and all that kind of stuff. It's very good. It's dark.
Sure.
Of course.
Obviously.
Yep.
But it's planes crashing. Excellent like expose, if you will, on how all this kind of took place, and more specifically how all those like mechanical pieces work and all that kind of stuff. Very interesting. But you're saying we're likely okay.
Oh yeah.
We're good.
So
and window seats for everyone.
Definitely.
Always. I'm always
I can't, I'd have to verify this, and you'll probably call me out in editing, I guess. But there's been, not that I can think of, there's been no seats sucked out of a plane because of a structural failure aside from intentional explosions. Back in the 80s and the 70s, there were several, the shoe bomber, whatever it is.
Well, that's because like the plane's being dismantled.
That's correct, right?
Okay.
But a structural failure is very, very, very rare. Structural failure causing someone to be sucked out is even more rare. I mean, it did happen to Southwest a few years ago.
Assuming,
but
you're not wearing your seatbelt.
That's the thing. If you're wearing your seatbelt, the seat doesn't get sucked out.
No, the seat doesn't. But if your window and you seatbelt or not, it still get your arm.
Yeah, but your arm is attached to your body. Your arm isn't.
What if it just rips off?
It does.
It doesn't just.
It does. I believe it does.
It doesn't just rip off.
I believe the person on the Southwest flight did die.
They were outside the aircraft.
Half of them.
Not all of them.
Yes, half of them, though.
That's what you said.
There were people holding them inside.
But this is
because they got sucked out.
I'm just saying,
arm is not just going to
think twice about the window seat.
It's going to take some finger skin.
Okay. Sure. The other thing to consider is that these depressurizations occur, and immediately, right, all your oxygen masks fall. They fall in the flight deck. They fall in the passenger compartment. That plane is going to dive almost immediately, not because it was forced, not because the aircraft does it, but as soon as those oxygen masks fall, the pilot is going to push forward and dive the plane.
Because they want to equalize the pressure.
Because they want to, get to a lower pressure altitude. So that pull you back in thing is maybe 15, 20 seconds. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that makes it any better. I'm not saying that makes it any better. I'm saying the amount of.
I got 15 seconds.
They pull you back in. It's cool. It was only 15 seconds, guys.
Well, that's the thing. It literally would be cold, not cool. Anyway, guys, you get what I'm saying. I think it's very, very rare that this situation occurs. Boeing has an issue. We saw with the Lion Air crash, and Garuda, maybe I forget who it was that crashed.
Malaysian, wasn't it Malaysian, or was that MH70?
That was 370.
370.
But the other Max 8 that crashed, Boeing, we saw that Boeing had a huge culture of this issue of maybe negligence, but we saw that both Boeing and the FAA rushed certification and cut corners. This is just another one of those examples. So we'll see what happens. I would still say that aviation is very safe. I would still say that Boeing aircraft are pretty safe. But
you heard it here, folks.
We'll see where it goes. That's my
and worst case,
armchair
you got
analysis.
15 seconds.
That's right, dude. Just buckle up.
There was I forget what it was. There was an incident where a pilot got
I saw that
out,
on Twitter, and he was like on the back of the
correct, and they held on to him for a good long time, right? And they successfally landed.
He just had like frostbite, and he made a full recovery.
Yeah, walked again, but he was great.
Another
he blew both his ACLs.
Lost his eyes, but he's doing just fine.
Another fun anecdote is Aloha 243 in the 80s, I think it was. 88. So there was basically negligence on the airline maintenance. They didn't detect a rip in the airline skin, the pressure vessel.
Oh my God!
And so it was an inter-island flight in Hawaii, so pretty low altitude. But either way, there was a flight attendant standing directly under the issue, and so a hole formed and ripped out with the pressure. She got sucked up.
What?
And then her body blew the hole larger. So in the end, the aircraft suffered a hole that was 20 some feet long.
Yo!
What?
And made a successful landing with no other injuries.
Yo, we lost the flight attendant.
Except the flight attendant.
What's the over-under and shit?
Spaghettied through the roof of the plane.
Correct, right.
My God.
Correct. That's
Everything
right.
everywhere all at once.
Oh my God, dude.
That was a good one.
That was really good.
That was a good one.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. But anyway, that aircraft maintained structural integrity and was able to land without issue, missing, 20 feet of itself.
There's an anecdote.
No
you can
way.
always tell the science people.
No way.
Because they always give you the net positive at the end.
That's right. Correct.
No
They
way.
should use, who was that? Who made that plane?
Boeing. It was a
They should use that in their promotional
727,
materials.
I think.
That should be what's on the
You see
front
this?
of all their promos.
We had a chick blow out the top, and we still
Still
landed.
landed.
It was a
this.
737 200 series. Very, very old aircraft.
No way, bro.
Dude.
Very, very old.
It's Boeing and it's still going.
You're
all right?
enjoying the
There we
office. You're laid back on your down American Airlines pillow, your Delta pillow, and then a chick just blows through the roof. No way, man. No
She's
way.
ascending,
Could not
bro.
imagine that, bro.
Aliens, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry for those people's trauma,
comes
man.
back.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Yep.
All right, Isaiah, you have some topics for us?
Yeah, man.
Why don't you throw something at
So,
us that we've not seen yet?
The first one I got is I don't know if you guys are aware of the Gypsy Rose press tour.
Oh my God,
No.
dude!
I have heard
deep
about
on,
this.
I'm in deep on Gypsy Rose, dude. I'm in deep on it.
Oh, the chick that just got out of jail.
Yeah.
Right. Mhm.
Why
Yeah,
she,
dude.
why is
Who
she
murdered
doing
her
that?
mother?
That's
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude.
Wasn't
yeah.
she looking to go to, was it the Chiefs game? a few weeks ago.
Yeah, she's like trying to be outside.
Is she coming to the Chiefs game in Baltimore?
Well, there was like
Baltimore might welcome
there was
her.
some controversy about her going to the Chiefs game, and her parole like said she could leave the state for 24 hours or whatever.
Why
it was,
is she
and I
on
can't remember.
parole? I don't get it.
Was it a mental illness thing?
And let me
I
back
have no
up
idea.
and put
She
an
looks like she
asterisk
has
on the
a-
front of this. I'm not really sure how parole necessarily works in all situations. It just seems odd to me. Why is she on
I got a
parole?
little spill right here.
You all right?
Because
pillow was
she's
slipping.
she's on parole because she's a deviant.
Yeah.
She's
I
a
mean, I don't have
deviant
any.
mind.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
She's a deviant mind who plotted to kill her mom and got a also probably not too mentally stable accomplice to commit the actual murders. So it's safe to say that if she
She's
can
a nut.
manipulate someone else once, she can probably do it again.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's proof because she found some poor guy to marry her.
that's true.
Yes.
I'm more concerned for him though.
Absolutely.
In this situation.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's less likely that he kills somebody. I think it's more likely that she kills him.
I agree. But I also don't put it past her that either I kill you or you do this for me.
But like everybody's onto the Gypsy Rose thing. Like she's not. It's not like we don't know who she is.
Yeah, so
We get
she's-
it. I mean, if if you're spending the night with her, lock your door.
Yeah, man. She's
And if you don't,
She might kill you
I feel like that's on you.
because you
To
know what
an
she's
extent.
capable of.
She's
bro.
my generation's OJ, man.
I'm not trying to be mean about
You
it.
know what she's capable of.
Yeah,
so
but
why
like
you-
if she came over to your house, parole or not, you're gonna lock your door.
She's not making it in the house. Whatever dealings we have. is on
Sure.
the front
I'm just
porch.
saying
Whatever
in
deal
this
you
hypothetical
It's
scenario
over the
where
phone.
she's sleeping down the hall.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you die in this instance, it's
your
on
fault.
you. Yeah.
It's your fault.
It's
You
on,
allowed it
Gypsy
to happen.
Rose is in the house.
Yeah, it's not a game when she's
No,
around.
dude,
Like you know this.
Mhm, yeah. So
That's like if
Vigilant all night. That's what I'm saying. We don't really need parole.
she did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know she did it. She did it. We know she did it. She's capable of it. I don't need her community service at this point.
Nah.
She was in jail.
Chill. You stay where you
We
at.
let her out.
It's
We know her game.
America.
that's very true.
We know her
America.
game.
America, man.
I don't think
It's
she's
the
out
way.
here like scamming people anymore.
No, but she's certainly on these interviews talking about, oh yeah, that thing that I did.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
she's got to get paid, and also
Oh,
everybody
yeah,
that's
it's the Kyle,
involved.
it's the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. It's the whole. That's the whole.
yeah,
gimmick.
she's got to get paid. We know that.
It's the whole gimmick,
She's
man.
not. She can't
Yeah.
work anymore. She has to.
Man,
That's very true. That's very true.
In all fairness, like she
No,
can't.
she
She
has no
can't go to
choice.
Walgreens and like get a 9 to 5.
you imagine working in HR and seeing that resume.
Exactly.
What?
And having to be the one to say no.
You slide up to the Genius Bar and Gypsy Rose rolls out. No, dude.
Nah, bro.
I'm just saying she can't work anywhere. She has
Are y'all
to.
serious? Like
She's got to do every podcast
You're
she
not
can.
working on my phone.
She's got to get
It's a
paid.
union. What?
We created this. We're partially to blame.
Yeah.
To be honest,
That's true.
we really are.
Yeah.
So I say more power to her, man. Let's get her some tickets.
Yeah, man.
Bring her to Baltimore.
Bring it to the bank, man.
Man, all
That's right.
press is
Bring her to
good
the
press.
bank, man.
Bring it to the bank. Give her a box seat next to Taylor Swift.
Yes.
See how much cheer she
Put,
does.
Yes.
put her and Taylor in the box.
Together.
See how much cheering
Let
she
them get
does.
some selfies going.
See what happens.
That right there would get more
See how much
media
swagless
coverage
surfing going on there.
than anything else.
Swagless surf.
I'm for it, dude. I'm all for it. But yeah, I watched her whole series. Back to your point, it's very, very like hokey.
I'm sure.
It's
I
a
didn't watch
hokey
it.
thing. It's 100% in her favor. This documentary it really hypes her up.
Did she
quite
produce
a bit.
it?
I think she's involved in it. I mean, she's
course.
she's in jail throughout the making of this documentary. So she has to be co-signing on to a certain extent, right, on all these things. And I don't think she'd be doing that if there was going to be unfavorable,
Stuff about her,
takes.
yeah.
And she's also in this weird situation where the guy that she did it with is seemingly pretty unwell mentally and also in jail forever, no parole. So he's basically boxed out of the situation. The only other person that was there that could defend the situation is dead. So she can kind of make up whatever story she wants. Like she has no, like her whole theory, like
There's no
everything.
fact checking.
Yeah, correct.
yeah,
Like
no recourse at
nobody, 100%.
There's no fact checking. Yeah,
So-
it's crazy.
It all felt a little, I don't know, one-sided, but I understand why it was that way. I just felt as if she has some culpability here. She was,
for sure.
regardless of all the things that she went through, she was like 19 or however. I don't even know how old she was at the time of the murder happened. It might have been 19.
Yeah, something like that.
Might have been older. Was it 19?
I'm really, for some reason, my math is really fucked up
It's
here.
okay. It's all good.
She was killed. The mother was killed in 2015, and she was born in 1991. So 24.
24 years old when this happened.
More than capable.
And I understand that she was dealing with the Munchausen by proxy thing and was supposed to be a certain way, but literally had been caught by many people like standing up and walking around. Like it wasn't as if there were, there were people that knew she was fine.
Yeah.
And kind of went along with this to an extent.
They were like,
and she could have
sometimes
stood
she
up.
walked.
Yeah, she ran away with like a boyfriend, like took off.
She can walk and bust
and
it
walked
open.
out of the house. She didn't wheel out of the house.
She can walk
roll away from.
She can walk and fuck. So she's more than capable.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
More than capable, bro. Come on, y'all. That's
Listen,
crazy. She should not be out right now.
She served some time.
But
she dealt with some
get her some
shit she
tickets.
shouldn't have dealt with. I'll let it.
Crazy.
I think at this stage, if I'm being honest, I think at this point we call it even. She dealt with some awful things.
Yes.
She did some awful things. It really turned into a goofy show.
Yeah.
We kind of all ruined her life by over publicizing it. Let's just call it we're all square. Let her go to the game. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't realize we were going.
That was a good one.
Oh man.
What else is next? What else we got?
All right, man. Okay, so question for you guys, just food for thought. Have we run out of good movie ideas? Just in the past year, we've had a lot of remakes that are musicals, strangely enough, and things that are just not good. Like fine movies, cinematography, the coloring, the filmmaking, the plots are okay. The acting has been good, but just the movie, the idea behind some of these movies. What are we doing?
I think a lot of those. I think to your point, a lot of movies that are in theaters are not good. A lot of movies that get a lot of publicity are generally not
good.
Great. I do think
I know why you asked that question.
that there are a lot of movies that probably don't get a lot of notoriety, that probably aren't super mainstream. And that's probably where a lot of like the meaningful like storytelling is being done, I would say, at this stage.
With no budgets.
Yeah, we're just limited. It's probably not even the
where it
budget
is.
thing. It's more about distribution.
That part too.
And I think like you had a lot of people who have taken off for television. I would say television as a whole is stronger than like
The theater.
theatrical releases as a whole. And then I think movie theaters really became all about profit. So a lot of big budget tentpole things became the focus. And so anybody that's doing meaningful work is just doing smaller films. Like they're doing, and then a lot of those things are getting bought up by streamers. There's movies that are, I feel like, coming out all the time that have good ratings. I've never heard of, never saw a trailer for, never saw promotions for, just pops up like randomly on a streamer somewhere.
I don't think the movie. I mean, as long as you have creativity, you'll get something good along the way. And like I feel like we were okay. You know what I'm saying? Like COVID really we always talk about like what happened to everything with COVID. And I feel like theaters and movies were like really one of the things that really kind of like bounced back. I think it gave everybody a checkpoint to say, all right, like what we doing, right? Like now, movie business is the movie business. I feel like something's always gonna come out and just suck because that's kind of what the movie business is. Like sometimes they just put out crap that sucks. Like think about how many straight to VHS movies came out in the 90s, straight to DVD movies came out in the 2000s, and now we get straight to streaming movies that just suck. But somebody had a relationship with somebody that signed off for $50 million to make this crap. So
it doesn't also, I think, it doesn't really matter if it sucks.
I don't think it matters
because they're
either.
gonna make money.
Somebody's gonna buy this movie and put it in on Netflix or whatever.
Truth to that.
I think there are some intentional studios. I think Disney is very intentional in the stuff that they put out. Like they don't just stamp their name on anything, but you get a lot of stuff that goes to like Tubi. That's not good. You know, a lot of stuff goes to Netflix that's not good. Hulu owns Disney, so they're not getting just trash, right? I mean, there's some old school stuff on there but has a big name in it that wasn't good, but because of the big name that's associated with it, it's on streaming. But to answer your question, I say no. I think there are still tons of great ideas and tons of people out there that are making movies that are good. I think we had a good theater year last year. I mean, Oppenheimer and Barbie, like that, those tough. I respectively like both. So, and they were box office smack. Year before that, we had, what was it? Top Gun. Right, so I think the movie theater industry is doing okay in the bounce back, and I don't think we are at a point where things will just be bad all the time. I think it comes in waves.
I take the opposite of that a little bit.
For real?
I think theaters are on the decline.
Yeah,
I think
it's
theaters
because of the food.
That's right.
I think it's food for sure.
And DJs.
But I do think
no
that theaters are on the decline. I think there's less money going into those all the time. I think a lot of, I don't know. I don't get it. Even the movies that you listed, that's literally like 3 movies since COVID that were theater worthy. And that's like such a small fraction of what used
everything
to be
else that's out
in theaters all the time.
Because you used to have to make a choice. What am I going to see tonight?
I think a lot of those people, I think a lot of meaningful like storytellers have switched over to TV. I think a lot of them are doing smaller independent films that don't get the distribution. I think that's where a lot of that stuff is gone. I don't know. That's just, if I had to be honest, that's what I'm thinking about that.
But you think, what about movies in general? Do you think there's lack of creativity?
They're going to keep, no, I don't. I think the lack of creativity stems from the fact that people want to secure profits, and by doing in securing profits, they have to go with movies that they believe are going to work. So in and of itself, that diminishes the creative aspect. But
okay,
I think that's all going to shift. I think there's going to be a lot less money going into movies moving forward. And I think that that'll allow some of these independent filmmakers or independent movies and studios and whatnot to kind of start to play into the same arena a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if you're not producing $300 million movies,
budget movies,
it's hard to justify your $20 million movie alongside that in the theater. But if Disney says, hey, we're not going to pay that anymore for Indiana Jones, we're scaling everything back, it levels the playing field a little bit. And I think in doing so,
and I think they can do that.
I think some of the creativity comes back. So I'm not saying it's gone forever like in movies. I just think that theaters are in the decline. I think theaters are.
The theaters is a whole.
I think those are
thing.
going away. That's just my sense. But
eventually, I think they got to do something. They got to get the smoke machine for the steps. Wouldn't you like the theater if there was like smoke coming down the steps?
I don't know, man.
I would.
It could be a safety hazard.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, you fall, you get a check.
All right, we're on time.
Damn, so much more to talk about.
I know, dude. Just the nature of it.
Nature of the business.
That's right.
Guys, thanks for letting me talk about door plugs. I really enjoyed that.
I honestly
saw that on the list. And I
saw
way down there.
I have a lot more to ask on planes, but we'll get to it later.
Yeah. I mean, it might happen again. There might be more opportunities.
What just lands in the
Imagine
yard?
you're the employee that's
like Donnie Darko.
Oh my god!
You walk past it, you hear the door rattling, you're like, that's nothing.
It's fine. This will probably be fine.
That's fine.